What's your beef? We do it once a week. You know the parameters. I know some of you join us for the hours 2 and 3. So let me remind you, we do it once a week. You can beef about anything you want. Get up in here. Generally, I'm about keeping it positive. Generally, I'm about seeing everything as a glass half full, except during this segment. Man, beef, complain, do whatever you want. Just make sure you get up in here. 1-800-636-8686. You know, we go back and forth. Sometimes I'll start the segment with the written beefs. In fact, for the most part, when we started this for a long time, it was exclusively written beefs because the call-in beefs were not good. But the callers, you know, much like catchers and pitchers in spring training, the callers are catching up to the writers. So why don't we start with a call? 1-800-636-8686. First call, Arkansas. McKay in Arkansas. McKay, great to have you. What's your beef?
I got a beef with Doug getting run 3 times yesterday. I could just hear Alvin behind the glass going, Duke, no, don't call. Do better, Douglas. Out.
All right, so in case you missed that, I'll reset that very quickly. I don't want to get hung up. A guy got broken off 3 times in one call. He committed 3 jungle violations in a single call. That's a record. And I'm going to say I could slap that on a piece of wood, put some lamination over it, shellac it, and hang it up on the wall, and it's never coming down. Nobody will ever get run 4 times in one call. They might tie it and get run 3 times, but nobody's getting run in 4 times. 4 times in one call. And that was Doug, not Doug. Let's go to San Antonio. Ed. Hey, Ed, what's your beef?
Hey, Jim. Yeah, my beef is Matt in Alaska being all butthurt because his bear hunt got rained out. Dude, hey, Matt, I usually like your takes, but hey, I'm dealing with a record drought here in Central Texas, and you're all weepy because you and your campfire buddies got your Circle of Trust contest rained out? Come on. And really, how hard can it be to bear hunt in Alaska? Don't you just kind of just rub yourself with fish oil and set up picnic baskets? Come on, do better.
Ed in San Antonio, he makes me laugh. It's just his delivery. It was a moose hunt, not a bear hunt. A moose hunt. And what's easy? He's like, how hard could it be? Dude, have you ever seen a bear? Have you ever been around a bear? I have. When we were in Montana, I encountered a few bears, scary as hell. When I was in Montana, we encountered a few moose, also scary as hell. What do you mean, what's so hard about a bear hunt or a moose hunt? What's not hard about that? But because you're Ed in San Antonio, you get away with it. 1-800-636-8686. Let's go to Driftwood. Ben, great to have you, Ben. What's your beef?
Thanks for the Vine Room. Due to Old Trapper's offseason, I have more repressed beef than a Mets Lane Better Help session. Got that, Duke? My chief beef is with Diesel Truck Guy. We're in a climate crisis, and this guy is rolling around in his raised, whistling turbo diesel, modified so he can blow soot onto every bike, jogger, and Tesla he passes. Simmer down, Diesel Guy. War not being a Chiefs fan. Okay, Matt? I'm a Chiefs supporter. Unwar, Beauregard holding Matt and Fabian hostage since Smackoff 29. I'm out.
I don't know what happened to Matt. Fabian's come around. I don't know what happened to Bob in L.A. I'm not making light of either one of those things because I have not heard from them. I don't want to have an ice-cold take if either one of those fellas are ice-cold. 1-800-636-8686. Let's go to Ann Arbor. Mike, great to have you. Mike, what's your beef?
Juliet Romeo, Semper Fi. My beef is with the NFL scheduling the Detroit Lions on 3 Thursday stupid games in the same season.
Why is that bad, dude? All right. Personally, I'm into it. I can't get enough of the Lions. I love the Lions. I want to see the Lions get national run. In fact, I love the Lions on Thursday night because Thursday night typically sucks. I love tonight's game. Packers, Lions, interdivisional rivalry. The line's been moving around a little bit, kind of floating back and forth. 1, 1.5, 2. The big head and I will break that down a little bit later on. The more TV time, the better for the Lions, personally. 1-800-636-8686. Let's go to Steve in Michigan. Steve, what's your beef?
Tim, how you doing?
Good, dude. You?
I'm trashing the NFL and the Detroit Lions for blacking out a primetime road game. I've been a diehard supporter for 60 years with very little to cheer about, as you know. And now when they're actually doing halfway decent, it's not on local TV.
Yeah, that would be a drag. That would be frustrating. If you're a Lions fan, you've been through everything, and most of it bad. So if you can't get a game, now that they matter, now that they're relevant, now that they're a threat, now that they're a contender, now that they're going up against Green Bay in a really important game, the winner of that game goes to 3-1. That's an important early season game. Yeah, if I were a Lion fan and I couldn't find that game, I'd be pissed. That would be frustrating. Look at all the Lion conversations we're having. Hey, but then again, I did have Megatron on, right? I mean, I'm part of this. And you know why? I love them. Man, they're compelling. They're competitive. And it's a good game. Really good game. 1-800-636-8686. Let's go to Pomona. Anthony in Pomona. That's here in SoCal. Good to have you, Anthony. What's your beef?
Hey, Jimmy. My beef is with my son for making me leave work early today because today he decides he's not going to wear pants at school. He comes out of the bathroom fully naked. I get a phone call and says, hey, you're going to have to come pick up your son. I'm like, what's wrong? Is he sick? Is he hurt? No, he wants to be naked all day. He doesn't want to put his clothes back on. Thanks, bro, because PTO is supposed to be used for this. Come on, man. Get it together. When you leave the house, one rule, keep your pants on. I'm out.
Anthony. I can remember that as a kid. I hate to say something disparaging about one of my parental units, but when I was a kid, I used to get migraine headaches pretty frequently, and it kind of sucked. And I remember being in high school before I could drive, and I had one, and no names mentioned, Mom had to come and get me. And she was none too pleased that I disrupted her workday because I had a, quote, another migraine headache. Man, she all but threw the aspirin at me. Get in the car. I'm like, damn, Jan. Just throwing the extra strength bear at me. Like, don't you know your father and I are trying to run a business here, and you keep having your widow headaches? I'm like, actually, Mom, it's a migraine, man. It sucks. Good thing I left my pants on. Can you imagine if I'm kind of tripping around Calabasas High School with my pants off and a migraine, and Jan shows up, bouncing bare aspirin off my head, complaining that I disrupted her at work day because she had to come and get me. But now I get it. Now I get it.
I can't get my 60 gold.
Let's go to Arkansas. Steve. Good to have you, Steve. What's your beef?
Hey, thanks for the line, brother. I have a beef with speed bumps, and I'll tell you why. It's not just the speed bumps themselves. It's the morons that won't just read the sign on the side of the road in the residential areas that say 25 miles an hour and go 40. So they put these speed bumps all over the place, and I have to go kaboom, kalunk, kaboom, kalunk, all through these neighborhoods, spilling my packages all over the side of my package car, slowing down my deliveries, again, because you people will not read. You will not follow directions, so people got to put barricades, speed bumps, all kinds of crap in the middle of the road to slow you down. Read the signs and follow the speed limit, please.
Brother. Great job, Steve. Brother.
Brother.
What's up, brother?
Brother.
They should drop some spike strips, too.
Brother.
1-800-636-8686. You see what I mean? Normally, I take the phone calls until they take a turn and they start to go south. Less and less of that's happening. The callers are getting better and better, which means those of you who are writing are getting shut out. Let's go to Phoenix. Andrew, what's up? What's your beef?
Hey, Jim, I was at the doctor's this morning, had my fresh Lions gear on, met Jahmyr Gibbs' cousin. But anyways, my beef is sitting in the waiting room with 5 or 6 other people, and there's always 2 or 3 that have their devices going for us all to hear while they're waiting. if you know what catching my drift.
Yeah,
man.
I'm catching your drift. That's why when you go to a doctor's office or a dental office, there's generally a big sign that says no cell phones. No cell phones. Not like cell phones with Bluetooth earpieces or cell phones with headsets, just no cell phones. For that very reason, we don't want to hear your conversation. We don't want to hear you talking to anybody about anything. Man, leave the phone in your pocket, in your purse, in your car. Or if you have to thumb something out that's important, that's fine. But we don't want to hear your conversation. Did you mention Jahmyr Gibbs' cousin? Is that the name drop you went with? Jahmyr Gibbs' cousin? Scott Frost's dad thinks that's cool. Working hard? Working much for that name drop? Let's go to Syracuse. Edward in Syracuse. Edward, what is your beef?
Dad.
My beef is I get a ticket for talking on the phone, but then people drive by with their dog hanging out the window in front of their steering wheel. It just blows my mind. I can multitask.
Do you get, okay, let me ask you this. Was it for talking on the phone or was it for talking on the phone without an earpiece?
Talking on the phone without an earpiece.
Yeah, I think that's it, right?
Well, then, no, that's definitely a fact. You know, sometimes when the phone comes in, boom, boom, I have to answer the phone because I do construction. And it just happens sometimes I get caught.
Exactly, my man. I got you, Edward. I'm on your side. I'm on your side. Like, a rule is a rule. But, dude, you're in construction and you're doing work, and it's like, boom, boom, bada bing. Like, I got things going on. A phone call comes in. I got to take that phone call. I don't have time to connect my Bluetooth earpiece to the phone or go fishing around for my other earpods. Boom, boom, bada bing. I got to do business. Yet here's this idiot who's got a grown dog on his lap, and that's okay? He makes a pretty good point. Why is there not a rule against that? I understand why there is a rule about using your phone, but is he not wrong? Or is he not right? Like, a big dog on your lap is every bit as dangerous as trying to operate a phone while you're driving, is it not? I'm with you, Edward. Let's go to Vince in the ATX. Hey, Vince, what's your beef?
What up, Romy? Welcome back to the ATX. You have been missed. My beef today is with those wannabe hosties that walk around parties or events with little toy dogs in their purse thinking they're all that. It's disgusting. Unless you're one of those skanks on sets in the city, it ain't nice. Out, hook 'em.
Vince in the ATX. Vince, this is why I'm so happy to be back in the ATX. Because I'm not sure I can get that from anywhere other than the ATX. War the ATX. Talking about people with their little dogs in their little purses. If it'll make you feel better, Vince, I live in the 949. I live in the bubble. I live in Orange County. You can't step off a curb without seeing some weirdo with their dog in their bag outside the house. Everywhere. Restaurants, malls, everywhere. Like the dog is an accessory. It used to be that the bag was the accessory. The purse was the accessory. I'm even fine with phone cases that are completely blinged out. But when did dogs become accessories? Let's go shopping for an accessory. What? Do you need a new purse? No, I need a new dog. I need a new Pomeranian. I mean, do you really have to bring the dog everywhere? I love animals. You know this. I'm an animal lover. I don't take the ragdoll legend with me anywhere, ever, except to the vet. I don't take him to Fashion Island. I don't take him to the Irvine Spectrum. I don't take him to Javier's. I don't take him to South Coast Plaza. I don't take him to the park even. I don't take him to the beach. The domestic cat stays in the house where it belongs. 1-800-636-8686. Let's go to Georgia. See, again, this is what I love about this segment. All 50 participate. We're getting beefs from all over the country. We go to Jack in Georgia. Jack, what's your beef?
Hey, my beef is about talking about dogs. What about the dogs in the White House? Biden's 11 Secret Service agents. My goodness. What's with that?
Yeah, it's a problem, dude. Politics aside, I mean, partisan politics aside, dogs biting more than one person is not a good thing. I speak as somebody who was bitten by a dog recently. Still not a good thing. I look down at my left calf. I see dog teeth marks still, and that happened months ago. That was my last trip to Wisconsin. The neighbor's dog, the short version, because many of you heard this already, I'm minding my own business, walking towards the dock, and this dog out of the sky, seemingly, out of nowhere, is running at me like I'm a quarterback holding onto the ball too long. And this dude locked in on my calf. And I'm like, holy crap. I just got bitten by a dog for the first time in my life. I'm a 50-something-year-old dude. I've been bitten by horses, but never a dog. I love dogs. Now, I'm not going to hold this one dog accountable for every dog in the world, but I love dogs just a little bit less today. Because now when I leave my house and I go to my dock, I find myself looking around for that dog. Now that dog's in the back of my head because his teeth, old Cujo, is on my calf. That's a weird deal. And even stranger, I didn't feel quite right in the days thereafter. I'm like, what is that? Is that the 42 or is that Cujo? I'm still not sure. It just sucked. Let's go to Jordan in Arkansas. Jordan, what's your beef?
Hey, Romy, my beef is with the people that look inside their Kleenex after they blow their nose. Like, what are you looking at, you gremlin? Just throw it away, dog. I'm out.
My man, nice job. What are you looking at, you gremlin? Throw it away. Dog, I'm out. That's a perfect beef. Succinct, tight, bam. Good one-liner. What are you looking at, gremlin? Let's go to Florida. We're having a good day on the phones. It's a good beef day on the phones. Florida, man. Tony in Florida. Tony, what's your beef?
Hey, Romy, what's going on, brother?
What's up, dude?
Hey, my beef is I'm the carpool dad, and I pick up 3 hormone-fueled teenagers, and they always want to stop through the drive-thru for breakfast before high school. And then after they order their all special orders, the lady goes, "Would you like to round up with $1 plus a change?" And I'm thinking, no, lady, I'm ordering off the dollar menu for 5 kids, and 4 of them aren't mine. And then out of the hormone-filled back seat that smells like Axe body spray, he goes, "My mom always rounds up." And then I shoot a missile back at him and go, "Your mom's still in bed, sweetheart." That's all my beef, brother.
My brother, Tony in Florida, well done. My mom always rounds up. Your mom is still in bed, sweetheart. I'm the one driving through. That was good. That was really original. Really original. In the back seat where they all reek of Axe. I've lived that life, dude. I've lived that life. Now I'm an empty nester. The smell of Axe is no longer wafting through my house anymore. Axe. Drakkar. That's the best part of being an empty nester. I no longer have to deal with that. Let's go to San Antonio. Mark. Man, this is so much fun. Mark, what is your beef?
Rome, glad to have you back in the 210. My beef might be breaking the man code, but guys that are on the phone while they're doing their business, how exactly does the other end of that phone call go? Hey, where are you? Out in nature at a waterfall? I don't know. All I can say, Rome, is it's been 10 years plus down here. Let me grab my, there it is, orange slice and Capri Sun and Wimby, 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 pop, Wimby, 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 out.
Nice job, San Antonio. It's so good to be back. So we've had 2 callers mention, Rome, it's good to have you back. We made it back to the ATX. We made it back to San Antonio. San Antonio was one of the most important markets ever in the history of the jungle. So it is great to be back. I would say San Antonio, you haven't missed anything at all. We picked up right where we left off, but you missed a lot. Missed a little, missed a lot. But it is great to be back home in San Antonio. In fact, I love it. Let's try Pennsylvania. Jim. Hey, Jim, good to have you. What's your
Thanks,
beef?
Jim. Jim, this is a sports beef with Jerry Jones. As a Cowboys fan, it's embarrassing at this point that Jimmy Johnson is in the Pro Football Hall of Fame, but not the Cowboys Ring of Honor. If not for Jimmy masterminding the Herschel Walker trade, the Cowboys Super Bowl drought would be 45 years instead of just 28. This is what jealousy and pettiness look like in Jerry's world. Thanks, Jim. Out.
Bam. Exactly. It's so true. He just said it. This is what pettiness looks like in Jerry's world. Jealousy and pettiness.
What do you mean?
Normally, you know what I mean, Jera. Normally, pettiness in sports is kind of cool. Like when Steph Curry is petty, the petty king. That's awesome. Jerry Jones not putting Jera not putting Jimma in the Dallas Cowboys Ring of Honor is the pettiest thing ever. Ever. The guy's a Hall of Famer through and through. He built that thing up. He won you your rings. You've said that you're going to put him in. Do the right thing, man. And don't do it posthumously, either for you or him. I want both of you alive when it happens. I want you alive so you can look Jimma in the eye and let bygones be bygones and thank him for what he did for your franchise. And I don't want you to wait for Jimma to be underground before you put him in there or one of your surviving family members puts him in there. Good point. 1-800-636-8686. We are working the phones hard and having success doing it. What do you like here, Tommy? Let's try Lou in Denver. Hey, Lou, what's your beef?
Yeah, Romy, my beef is with people getting my name wrong. Especially slow. My name is Lewis, not Luis. Does it look like I'm sporting a wreck? Hey, I'm on the phone. Sorry, bro.
Okay, Lou. Lou, I think, is upset that people are calling him Louise when his name is Lewis. My man, just go with Lou. It must be an issue of Lewis being on his driver's license. I get that all the time. Where, like, what's your name, Jim Rome? Yeah, I don't know. Your license says James Phillip. I'm like, trust me, my name is Jim Rome. Yeah, but that's not what your license says. Yeah, I know. Trust me, I am Jim Rome. Do you have other forms of ID? Yes. St. Louis. But then again, nobody called me St. Louis or Louise. We're going to keep this thing going? Let's do it. Let's go to Portland. Rob. Hey, Rob, what's your beef?
Hey, I've been riding motorcycles and choppers almost my whole life. I'm tired of seeing these young kids wearing tennis shoes and skate shoes riding motorcycles. Tennis shoes are for tennis. Motorcycle boots are for motorcycles. Figure it out, dweeb.
Old school, Rob. There's a right way and a wrong way. Hog etiquette. All right, so, Rob, if you're that pissed that these dweebs are rocking kicks and sneaks and tennis shoes, dude, I got a feeling that you'd be really pissed if somebody took a dump on your hog the way they did Terry Francona's. If wearing tennis shoes and riding a motorcycle is a reason to go, what's taking a dump on your hog? Dude, I'll bet you my man would rip his helmet off. Well, I don't know. Are there helmet laws there? He'd rip his helmet off and Myles Garrett you if you took a dump on his bike. Can we really make it all the way through this segment without a written beef? I think we're going to. Let's go to Colorado. Jeremiah, what's your beef?
Hey, Rome, thanks for the call. My beef is with my nephew. He wants to go bowling, I take him bowling. Then he wants to play arcade games. We play arcade games. And then he has the audacity to ask me for Chick-fil-A on the way home. It's like I just dropped a bag at the bowling alley, and now you want Chick-fil-A? Like, do you have Chick-fil-A money? That's my beef. I'm out.
I feel you, dude. I just dropped a bag at the bowling alley, and now you have the audacity to ask for Chick-fil-A as well. What do I look like? Hemi Butler with a Bugatti? Come on, man. How about thank you? Thank you, Uncle Jeremiah. Thanks for hooking me up at the bowling alley. Come on, Unc. Shake yourself. Let's go to Chick-fil-A. He's like, I just dropped a bag at the bowling alley. Let's go to Youngstown. Youngstown is an underrated, overlooked market. For a long time, we've been on the air in Youngstown. It's good to hear from Youngstown once again. Jim, great to have you. Jim, what is your beef?
Jim, I got the ultimate beef with a coworker. The guy drives around with a handicap sticker in his car. His handicap is he's fat. Because you know what he does for a living? He's a mailman. What the hell you got a handicap sticker for?
Yeah, maybe not the ultimate beef with a coworker, but I sense your frustration. I mean, are you a mailman, a mail person also? Are you saying that you drive around and that's why he's fat? Is he not walking around and delivering the mail? I don't know. He had a problem with that. 1-800-636-8686. We're going to run this thing to the bottom. There is no reason, Tommy, to switch over to the written beefs. That'll happen. That'll happen. This is why if you write your beefs, you might want to take a shot. I mean, be strategic about this. You might want to take a shot on the phones. The phone callers are getting more and more preferential treatment and run during this segment. Let's go to Orchard Park. David, good to have you. What's your beef?
Jim, I tell you, this Kelsey Swift hype is driving me nuts. Enough already. Now I hear that the Jet players are excited about her coming to their game on Sunday night. Hey, newsflash, Jet players, you're playing the Super Bowl champions. Get a life.
You know what I think, dude? I think the Jets players know they're going to get their asses kicked, and they've got nothing to look forward to on the field, so they're just going to look up in the box and see if they can get a glimpse of T. Swift. They already know what's going to happen on the field. Yeah, people are starting to kind of wear on that, but that's not going anywhere anytime soon. Unless she breaks him off, that's not going to end anytime soon, because you know he's not going to break her off. But we've seen her act before, and if you get on the wrong side of T. Swift or the Swiftie Nation, it generally goes very badly. Because you know what she'll do? She'll sit down with a piece of paper, a notepad. She'll knock out some revenge song that probably takes her 10 minutes to write. She'll track it. It'll go straight to number one. It'll sell 8 billion copies, and she'll shame, humiliate, and embarrass the hell out of you. Let's go to Mark in Montana. I like it. Mark, what's your beef?
Hey, Jim. My beef is with Jimmy Butler complaining about spending $145 to fill up his $1 million Bugatti when I got an old Suburban that cost me $200 to fill up.
Right.
I'm out.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's kind of what I was trying to say. You nailed it. He's like, hey, man, this is highway robbery. Bleeping $145 to fill up my Bugatti. With the price of gas right now, and especially cars that have enormous gas tanks, what doesn't cost $145? My car costs about $100, a little over $100. You know, it used to be that the convenience station that I went to would just cut off automatically at $75, which I thought was kind of dumb. Like, I'm going to put $100 in. Why are you cutting me off at $75? But that guy's right. That's somebody in Montana saying my old Suburban cost $2 bills to fill up. Why is Himmy complaining? Why is multi-millionaire Himmy complaining that it costs $145 to fill up his $1 million vehicle? I don't think many people are going to relate to that. One more to bring us home. We got to the bottom of the bleeping hour on calls alone. Got to go to Colin. Colin in the 805. I love it. Colin, what's up, dude?
Rome, what's up, man? Thanks for the vine. My beef is with all these degenerates coming from the valley and just trashing our coastline. Take your McDonald's trash, take your diapers, take the rest of your crap with you, and go home. We do not want you here. I'm out.
Rack him. That's fair. And I'm a guy that grew up in the valley, but that's fair. If you degenerates from the valley are littering the coastline with your McDonald's wrappers and your diapers and jacking with the beauty of the California coastline, get that crap out of here. I feel you, Colin, because I've lived in both areas. I've lived in the 805. I've lived in the 818. I know exactly of what he speaks. There is garbage in the valley. And some people, I got a beef with any absolute moron that opens up their car window while they're driving or while they're parked and just throws their trash on the ground. You are a different breed of a-hole, honestly. There's never a trash can that far away. Could you be any more disrespectful? Man, keep that garbage in your car until you get home, until you get to your next destination, until you get to work, and then walk your ass over to a trash can and just throw it away. I've never understood that. That is one of the most infuriating things ever. Anytime I go anywhere and I see like a fast food bag, or I see a Coke with the lid off and the Coke all over the place, or I'll see some bag open up the door, lean out, and dump their coffee all over the pavement. Come on, man. Be responsible for your trash. I agree with that guy. That's a 31-minute beef segment if you need me. Now we must break. It was worth it. It was so worth it. Good job. Callers, great job. Amazing job. If you wrote your beefs, sorry, not sorry. Next time, call.